you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water.
What's going on, folks? What's going on? Yeah, so this is a new segment that we're doing, and it's just going to be kind of a quick Q&A midweek so that folks can ask some questions. And then we'll do that kind of thing. And so if you got any questions in the comments, go ahead and throw those in there. I'm not sure if we're going to have any guests on this series or not. Maybe in the future we will, if we'll have a specific guest that wants to come on and do those kind of things. So we're just going to kind of talk about what's worrying about the club midweek, during the day, during a little bit of my free time here in the afternoons, in between streams. We will be going live tomorrow night for our normal rant show. But today we're just kind of talking about what worries you about Tottenham Hotspur. What's got you flustered? What's going on? We've got everything football. What's going on, my friend? He says a lot worries him. Yeah, a lot worries me too. Got Kevin Murray here saying hello to everyone. We got about 10 people watching the stream now. So if you've got any questions, go ahead and throw those in the chat. What worries me though? What has got Will Stewart completely worried? I'm gonna tell you what, a lot's got me worried right now. I'm kind of in the same boat as Fen there, and there's a lot going on. So we got everything football. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, go in there and check that out. He's got a good channel, good young guy who knows what he's talking about. He says, Will, do you believe that Josie will end up causing harm to the club in the long term? I don't know if I could say that I'm worried about him causing harm in the long term. But definitely in the short term, you'd have to say that he's got, that there's quite a few issues that we've got going on now. Could he possibly cause us harm in the long term? I would say that's definitely a possibility. But overall, no. I think the biggest harm to the club, the biggest thing that's going to cause the club the most problems is not getting rid of that dead wood in the club. The players that we've got that need to go. Kevin Murray says, the run to the final game, how many games can we win? Hopefully we win all of them. For sure we need to win I think a draw coming from the Man United match would be an acceptable result, and then we can win the rest out. Getting to 3 points this weekend is probably going to be the best possible option. But yeah, man, we gotta get at least, I say at least a good 27 points rolling out, or 24 points at least. 24 points. That would put us at what? That put us at, I think we got to get 70 plus in order to have a shot. We got Wayne Bonner here. What's going on, Wayne? Levy, Enoch, manager, not having control of transfers incoming, holding on to Deadwood, not building a strong squad, let alone first team. So I guess that's what worries you, mate. Yeah. Holding on to the Deadwood, I think, is the biggest threat to the team right now. Absolutely the biggest threat. Absolutely the biggest threat. We got Rob C here. It says, hey, Will, how you doing? Watching Norwich winning 7-0 and worried Skip will want to stay and not come back to Spurs. I don't think that's big of an issue because, the way we're sitting right now, especially with our midfield, I think Skip has the opportunity to play just as many minutes for us as he does for Norwich. And I mean, who would you rather play for? If you're going to get a lot of minutes, who would you rather play for? Tottenham Hotspur or Norwich? My only concern would be is that if, that for whatever reason Skip doesn't get a lot of playing time next year, but I think that he'll have a lot of playing time. Rinse and repeat. Some players seem bored. Rinse and repeat. Same player, same board, and a different manager. No matter who manages us, the same mistakes will happen until the Deadwood is gone. I agree with you 100%, Alex. Absolutely 100%. I think the biggest issue for us right now is getting rid of that Deadwood, and we've got to do that. We absolutely have to do that. Who do you want to sell this season? I think the shorter answer is who do I don't want to sell? Look, the way we're at right now, I say we take up, with the exception of getting rid of Reguilon, Højbjerg, Kane, Son, although I think those latter two are at risk of leaving. I think if anybody gives us offers for anybody, we should take them. Right? Other than those four, if somebody gives an offer that's a good offer, we should take it. Levy and Enoch are causing more harm to the club than Jose, as well as the players who aren't good enough. I agree with you, Wayne, 100%. 100%. 100%. Stadium debt worries you too? Not for me. I mean, real estate tends to, as long as we can make the payments, we should be fine. I don't think, I think they have an optimistic viewpoint on how far they're going to, or how quickly they're going to pay that debt off. But I think as long as we can afford to make the payments, that shouldn't be a major issue going forward. Carabao Cup final has a feeling of when Man City put 6 goals past Watford in the FA Cup final years ago. Geez, I hope not. I mean, even if we lose, I hope it's not by 6. That would be unbearable. That would be unbearable. Let's see if I can find a better focus range here. It's optimistic. 7-0. Wow. Yeah, I missed that match. I'll have to check it out. Football structures at this club are shocking. Get rid of the Deadwood slowly and surely and bring in the youth. Play them with the untoxic, informed players. Do we have a lot of non-toxic players, but do we have a lot of informed players right now at the moment? Son, I could say, is a little bit out of form. Reguilon's a little out of form. Lo Celso's a little out of form. Ndombele seems to be a little bit out of form. Højbjerg seems to be a little bit out of form. I don't know how many informed players we have at the moment, to be honest with you, after this weekend's display. Villarreal want Winks. What are they seeing him? We don't. I don't know what they see in him, but they can have him. They can have him. I just bumped my table. They can have him, though. They can have him. That's for sure. Aguero might join us next season, but he's rumored with a lot of clubs. Yeah, I mean, if you have him in as a backup, if we can get him in on a free, have him in as a backup. The problem is, can we afford his wages? Especially if we decide to extend Bale's loan deal, are we able to extend that out? My man Cody Max in the house. Choose one: full scale rebuild effective immediately. Sack Jose, sell Kane and Son, or two: keep Jose with no summer investment. Those are pretty bad options, Cody. You're gonna make me choose one of those? Out of those two options, you got dead airspace because I'm having to think about that one. Making me think. Full scale rebuild effective immediately. I'd have to go with probably option number one, Cody, if I want to be honest with you. Cody Mack.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Now I'm really worried for next season already. Can't see Levy spending much money on transfers in the summer, and his record of selling our deadwood is appalling. Yeah, I don't see Levy spending a whole lot of money. I'm really worried for next season already, as am I. Rob C, everybody's enjoying that comment, Cody. Son is not himself probably thinking about a contract. I think it depends. I really think it depends on what we've got going on for the summertime and who we bring in and how we finish in the table. Yeah. I mean, it's a good question. Laughing at my soundboard options there. Good question from Cody Mack. I have to go with option one. I agree. If I had to choose one, that's not my first choice, by the way, but if I had to choose one, that's the one I would choose. You got to spend money to make money. This isn't rocket science. I agree with you, Alex, 100%, dude. I think that we've lost out on a lot of players that could have been a lot better. For the most part. We got the Smasher in the house. There you go, Smasher. I'll give you a wrench. Since you're a wrench for everybody else, you might as well be a wrench here as well. What do you think is the most realistic ending to our season? Qualifying for UCL or winning the cup? I think qualifying for UCL is probably more realistic. I think that if we can find form, I think we have a good shot at doing it. 3 points out of a solid fourth place. You got to understand too that West Ham and Leicester are both playing each other next weekend. So if we can get a result, and I don't want to get myself over optimistic here, but if we can get a result against United this weekend, we have a definite shot of that. A good opportunity to gain another 3 points. Major. I don't think we need a major one, but I think if we could sell a decent amount of players and bring in a few quality players, then we could definitely do something this summer. What concerns me from Wayne Bonner here? We got what concerns me is Levy expecting stupid money for the deadwood rather than taking the offer and let him go. I agree, dude. That is my biggest worry too, as far as selling players is concerned. I think we just got to go with what's offered to us. What any offer that's semi-reasonable that people make for a lot of the deadwood. I think we should take it 100%. I really do. I think that's something that is absolutely a necessity. The Bale saga is a joke. I agree. Watching the Madrid-Liverpool game, honestly, we have no business being in the Champions League with this squad. It would just embarrass us. The Premier League in England, we look like a farmers league. Yeah, I agree with you. Will be interesting to see how the crowd reacts in the League Cup final, especially if we don't turn up. Yeah, no. I agree. Man City versus Dortmund. Yeah, I was going to watch that too. I was actually thinking about doing a watch along, having the game over here and doing just this kind of Q&A watch along. I might do that next time. I just had to make the thumbnail, stuff like that. So maybe we'll pick a Champions League match and do a little Q&A watch along type deal. Although that's a pretty long Q&A session. But if you guys are up for it. West Ham win wasn't great for us. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I kind of expected it, to be honest with you. Kind of expected it. I think that UCL is a realistic target. I feel like City are going to obliterate us in the cup. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. I guess we can hope that they save a lot of their players for Champions League or the weekend match, because I think they still need 4 wins to solidify 100% mathematical possibility of 4 out of the 8 in order to lock in the league. What do I think about the Mourinho comments? The ones on the weekend from the game, honestly, it didn't bother me too much. I think that a lot of the players deserve to kind of be held to the fire. The issues about Toby, whether he was at training or wasn't at training and all of that. If it's true that he lied about it, if it wasn't just a misspoken thing or something like that, then that's pretty ridiculous. I think you just got to, if you want to keep players out of the match or whatever, you just got to go ahead and do that. Will, what position do you think we will finish in the league this season after the Newcastle debacle? I think 7th is pretty harsh, man. I really do. I think it's harsh. Even with Liverpool coming back into somewhat of a normal form, I think that we can still at least finish in the top 6. And as long as City wins both cups, then City or Chelsea win both cups, we should be able to jump in there. 7th is going to be harsh, man. If we finish 7th, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that. Like the stream, guys. Yeah, you can like that stream. You can also subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already, but I'm sure everybody here is already subscribed. But if you're not, if you happen to not be, or later on, make sure you go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. Also, too, if you guys watch on Twitch, go ahead and follow us on Twitch too. I've got that rolling now. We're streaming live there as well. As far as partner programs are concerned, you can get there a lot faster on Twitch. But yeah, so if you could help us out with that, that'd be great. Worst part of being out of Europe is having a whole week to talk about Spurs. We can't have nice things. I know, man. I'll tell you what, the reason why I decided to do the stream today is because honestly, I didn't see anybody really schedule anything, and we'll be ending this stream before you got the Irish Spur with the frenemies stream going up at 5 o'clock. So we'll try to finish this one out right before that. So, because I want to go over there and see what Marcelo and David have to say as well. So, but yeah. Love the stream. Come on, Spurs. Thank you very much, Wayne Woods. I appreciate that. Appreciate it 100%. Paul Brown, being a Spurs fan is not easy. Personally supporting for quite a while. Come on, you Spurs. Good job, Paul Brown. Big up to you for following Spurs and we're trying to stay positive. And at Neil Williams, I feel like we get at least 6th or 5th. Yeah, I think I agree. at least that's what I'm hoping for. Brian Daigle's in the house. What's going on, Brian? What's going on, Brian? Just doing a short stream. We're kind of, kind of stretching our legs here tonight to kind of see what people. If you like a question and answer session with me, just like this, just a one-on-one with the commenters and me, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know that you like this type of video, and I'll make sure to do more of them. Hey man, do you have a daughter? I don't have a daughter. I have 3 boys. 3 boys only. So me and my wife tried to have a daughter. That was son number 2 and son number 3 were both attempts at having a little girl. And then I told my wife, 3 strikes, you're out. So we have 3 boys, three boys that keep me busy. I don't know where we are going from here. I've been satisfied for being best of the rest for more than a decade as a Spurs fan. Poch gave me hope, and now I feel we'll stay best of the rest. I don't know if we'll stay best of the rest. I don't know if we'll necessarily stay best of the rest, but yeah, it is a conundrum, that's for sure. When we'll be back in the Champions League, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. And who you picking for frenemies to come out on top? Marcel's in a bad place at the moment. David probably going to be more optimistic. Yeah, man, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's always interesting debates, and lately they've kind of turned into a little bit of dumpster fires, but that's always fun. I enjoy a good debate. Harris Army, funny guy, Dave. Yeah, he is a funny guy. I love Dave. Oh, man, I want a girlfriend with 18-year-old. I'm 18-year-old, and I need a girlfriend.
We don't do that here.
Sorry, buddy, I can't help you out. I'm not a dating service, and I'm 40, so I don't know a whole lot of 18-year-olds. But yeah, I think that maybe you could find one somewhere. Hope you do. But thanks for watching the stream. I appreciate it. Cody Mack, Will, I have 2 girls. Let's talk swap deal. I'm a tough enough negotiator, though. A little levy in my blood, I guess. Sorry, Brian. Yeah, I mean, you guys live up in Canada, though, so it's a little bit far, long distance. And I think arranged marriages nowadays are a little bit out. But I saw you walking with your girls. Cute. My boys are 13, 12, and 9. So my middle son just turned 12 a couple weeks ago. Who would you really realistically bring in to replace the Deadwood? Like I've always said, I think we need a center back. I think we need a so any center back that you want. That's quality. I don't want any of those bargain buy deals anymore. But yeah, center back, either center defensive midfielder. I don't think that's as important right now, especially with Skip coming in. A right back and a right wing, I think, are most needed spots. If we're able to keep Son and Kane, center back, right wing. And I think you can get, spend 150 million. I know that's a lot, but if we can sell off a lot of players and get about 60 to 70 million and then have Levy put in, or the club put in another 40, 50 million, I think we should be fine. Hope I'm wrong with the 7 prediction, guys, but apart from Kane, I'm seeing very little quality in our squad at the moment. Yeah, I think Son always kind of has a little bit of a thing, and he's just now coming back from that slight hamstring, that muscle injury, so I think he's going to be a little slow for a while, but I think we should be. I think Son will come back in. I think he's due for another run. My view on Kane's future, I think that he's going to be, I'm not sure if he'll have a lot of offers. I think there might be a few choice offers that there's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to be like there's, 7 or 8 clubs coming in for him. That's true. To have a girlfriend is just a whole lot of mess. Yeah, but when you're 18, you don't realize that, but it is definitely a mess. Good up for you on that one. Rob C. saw a depressing stat since Spurs won Cup in 2008. Here are the numbers of trophies other teams have won in that time. Man U 15, Man City 14, Chelsea 12, Scum 8, Liverpool 5, Spurs 0. Yeah, it's kind of depressing. Good up on Dortmund. Although I don't know, do we want Man City to get knocked out of the Champions League? Does that might hurt our prospects, honestly. Highlights lack of investment in direction for minutes. Yeah, I agree. Remember the Sanchez is out. Overall, most expensive defender in history. That's true. Brian C. Excellent analysis over the weekend on the channels. Will, I'm following Spurs since 1983. And it isn't getting any easier. It's the hope that kills you. Big decisions overhead over the summer. Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%, dude. And I think we're at a crossroads. I really do think we're at a crossroads. We got Holly in the house. Holly, thanks for coming on and watching the stream with everyone. And if you guys aren't watching or subscribing to Holly's channel, make sure you go ahead and do that as well. She's got a lot of good content on there. Yeah. AK Gaming says, would you like this to happen? Diego Carlos swap for Sanchez? It is a rumor. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I like to study things sometimes before I make an educated decision on that kind of stuff. Wayne Bonner here with another question. Definitely at least one quality center back to help Rodon and Tanganga improve. If a reasonable offer came in, would you sell Ali? Absolutely. I love him. But I would absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. What worries me, man smell, is 18 months in and we still don't have an identity. I expect this by now, regardless of the quality players. No, I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all. Can't argue with that at all. Kevin Murray. Thanks, Will. You are welcome, Holly, anytime. Irish Hotspur. Don't worry, David. We will be cutting this out before you go live because I'm going to watch that show as well. So everybody, if you're here and you don't follow David, or as soon as the stream ends in about 10 minutes, make sure to follow us all over to David's channel to watch Frenemies episode 2, David v. Marcelo. It's going to be a great one. I'm looking forward to it. Would I take Aguero? I don't know if we can afford his wages, man. I don't know if we can afford his wages. Check out Holly's clip show from a Holly's Hot Take segment. It's brilliant. Yeah, I actually watched that as I was creating the thumbnail for this episode. And can we jump into the stream? I don't know. Maybe in the future. If there's a lot of English guys that want to jump on that have in the future, but I kind of wanted to do like a short 35, 40 minute, just kind of Q&A. Because a lot of times in my big streams, when I've got a bunch of people, I got to manage all this tech and the discussions, with the guys on the panel. So I think sometimes the people in the comments feel a little bit of a little left out, and I want to make sure that I get to communicate with the guys that don't want to jump on. Thank you, Cody. Well, thank you, Holly. Yeah, I mean, it's really just a bunch of. I mean, this is my office. I do live streams for my works channel every now and again, and so I had all of this stuff. All those scarves were hanging up in my son's room and also in their game room and here in my office. So I just pulled a couple of them down, threw them behind me, and added my 1984 home shirt and. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. The lighting is key. It's the lighting that's key. Because I mean, right now for me, it kind of looks like I'm in the evening, nighttime here, but it's actually in the middle of the day for me. So, Ten Hag or Nagelsmann, neither, man. I really think that we need to keep Mourinho if we're going to really make a run. We have an identity. It's just one we like. Cody Mack taking shots. No, man, I'm not stopping because of you. I'm stopping because I want to watch that show. That's why it's not because I don't want to overlap you. We'll be stopping this stream in about 10 minutes just because I want to watch that show. It's going to be a good one. Would you take Sergio Aguero? I'd take him if the stuff is right. Frenemies is largely down to you for the killer thumbnail. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I got a little bit of graphic design skills. Allie have to go if Josie says they didn't get on. I don't know if that's the reason. I think Allie needs to go if we can get the money so that we can fix the problems that we really need. Well, thank you, Allie. I appreciate it very much. City 2-1 up. Foden. All right. Now I'm in the name for your office. That's the rant cave. That is true. It is the rant cave. But to be honest with you, the only thing I really do in my office here is streams and conference calls. So, well, thank you very much, Mark. Thank you very much. Maybe one day, if this really gets crazy, I have an attic space upstairs that's not being used, and I might turn that into like a full-fledged studio at some point in time. Maybe after COVID's lifted and we get some American guys to actually come on set or do something like that. I don't know. It just depends on how big the channel goes. Do I want to go full Joe Rogan? We'll see. Hi, all. Hello, Mark. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. What's the football in the background? It always grabs my attention. Yeah, that's just an old school, football from back in the day when they were made out of leather and soaked up a bunch of water and made the ball 4 times heavier than it is. I bought it for my son to kind of train his shots, make it a little bit heavier for him than the modern balls, but he never used it. The punch scared me. Well, that's good, man. That's good. What worries me is people are still backing a proven liar, buddy. Great channel, Will. A proven liar. I guess you're talking about Jose. Yeah. I don't know. It's politics, my friend. It's politics. In your opinion, how long does Mourinho deserve at Spurs? I don't necessarily think it's what he deserves. I think it's more about maybe, how long he can get results. A team that is afraid of making mistakes will only make more mistakes. They need to have a clear mind. I agree. Looks like the Champions League matches are finalized. Looks like City ended up pulling out a 2-1 victory over Dortmund. But Dortmund got an away goal. So, yeah, I will, Cody. Definitely. Most important position in football, given your knowledge of the game now. Dude, I think they're all important. I don't think there is one majorly important position. I think at number 10, I think keeper. Obviously, if you've got a quality keeper, you can make up for a weaker defense. But, man, they're all pretty equally important, to be honest with you. Having weak players in weak positions. I think if you had a weak number 8, you could get away with it. And looks like Liverpool just lost 3-1 to Real Madrid in the Champions League. How long did I live in Korea? I lived in Korea for 13 years, Mark. 13 years. 13 years. I agree. Mentality. Mentality is our biggest thing, which fear is a part of mentality. What is the scarf behind you that ends in EA? This one here? That's Korea. It's the South Korean men's national team. South Korean men's national team scarf. Rate Larice. Blank out of 10. This season, 7. I'd give him a 7. Solid 7. You know, with some games, he's up in the 8s. Some games, he's down in the 6s. But I think an overall one would be 7 out of 10. Can you speak Korean? 그럼요. 제가 한국말 할 수 있죠. 제가 한국에서는 13년 살았으니까 한국말 못하면은 좀 이상하는 거 아닌가요? So of course I can speak Korean. I lived in Korea for 13 years. If I couldn't speak Korean, don't you think after 13 years that would be a little bit weird, I would suppose. Plus my wife is Korean and how we're able to communicate is through Korean. Her English is still she's still learning. She's only lived here in the US for couple years. Are you guys hearing all those notifications popping up on my phone? If not, I may have to turn those off when I do this. Hopefully not. Hopefully you can't hear that. But I get all of my score predictions, all my scores coming in. What worries me? Do I need to keep stating that? Is we might need to settle with mediocrity going forward. God, I hope not, Bob. If you guys aren't subscribed to Botspur TV, make sure you guys go check out his channel too. He's got a great channel, has great guests on, a lot of fun and a lot of stuff like that. A lot of serious shows, a lot of good shows. Champions League prediction: who makes the final? Who wins? Final. I'd say. Dude, I don't. To be honest with you, since I haven't paid it close. I'd like to see PSG go. I think that'd be cool, just because of Poch getting one. And then Rob C. Sanchez's performance on Sunday brought memories of Stewart, Nethercott, and Gary Doherty in the 90s. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It's a fabric of the club to be honest. Spurs have always been known to have a soft underbelly. There's nothing more bittersweet than supporting Spurs. No, I agree. Pick one of the rest of your life. Korean or U.S. cuisine? Korean cuisine, absolutely. Dude, I rarely eat American food anyway. My wife makes delicious Korean food all of the time. And we got Tony Go here in the chat saying 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Tony 고씨. 만약에 영어 내가 봤을 때는 이름 보면서 토니 씨는 영어도 잘할 수 있을 것 같은데요. 못하면은 우리 나중에 우리 그 긴 라이브 스트림 하면은 한번 오세요. 예? 저도 그 긴 라이브 스트림에서는 한국 사람 같이 얘기를 했으면 좋겠습니다. 어차피 구독해서 감사해요. And what is the biggest difference between American football? Like, do you mean like MLS type of stuff? Not quite. Clarify that with me, Marshall. We got about 3 minutes here before the frenemies goes live. So Brian Ireland says City versus Madrid. You don't want to see Poch. You don't want to see Poch. I'd like to see Poch as a Poch fan. Remember, Brian, I went as Poch for Halloween in 19. I'd like to see Poch get it in. Impressive scarves collection. That's actually only 6 of them. I have a whole bunch more in other rooms. I have them from all over the place. My kids' clubs that he's played for. I got some more U.S. scarves, Korean scarves, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, PSG because Poch. I agree. Well, I mean, you have a lot. I'm telling you right now, like even a lot of I call it American Chinese food because it's completely different than food in China. Having been in China several times for work, I used to spend probably about 3 months almost a year in China, and it's American Chinese food and Chinese food is very, very different. Same with Italian, same with Mexican. You get Tex-Mex. Big San Antonio Tex-Mex food is great. Two favorites, Korean and Tex-Mex. Tottenham teacher in the house. Cody Mack, I'm jealous of your diet. Korean all the way. Yep, I love Korean food. Love it. Is it not a Korean word for live stream? No, they just go live. So they have in Korean, they have this thing called Konglish. So since the U.S. government has kind of helped them out or been a big part of their culture for the last 50, 60, 70 years, they have a lot of words that are just what they call Konglish, which is like a Korean pronunciation of English. Guerre's 33 might as well have me out there. Look, I wouldn't take if we can get him on a free and afford his wage. Like for instance, we don't bring Bale back for the second season, then we're going to do that. MLS is slower place, definitely slower place, and probably not as physical. I'm going to try to get through these as quickly as possible because we're going to be cutting out of here in about a minute, fellas. So if you got questions, we'll hold them until Thursday. I'm going to do this again on Thursday, maybe a little bit longer. Jose's in a no-win situation. Either play the team lacks conference. Yep, I agree. I think it's rough. He said he wants Poch to go to the final, but he's not convinced. Well, hey, I respect that. Poch killed me benching Lucas. And Mark Shepard says, what's the biggest difference between American football and British football in terms of passion and quality? Well, American football, like if you mean like MLS, is probably not near as high quality as has other stuff. But hey guys, if you're watching this stream, head on over to the frenemies. I'm going to finish the remaining questions that are up here on the screen, and then I'm going to close this out. So since there's a delay, you guys can come back and watch the later questions if you want. Big up, Will. Thanks for the shout out, man. Much love. Big up the Spurs family. Yeah, for sure, Bobby. Guys, make sure you go and subscribe to Bobby's channel. Will, can you say something in Korean? 뭘 말할까요? 내가 이 스트림에서는 한국말 많이 했는데 더 해야 될까요? 뭐 동생 알면서 반말해도 되죠? 어차피 다른 여러분이 보고 있으니까 제가 존댓말 앞으로 할게요. But anyway, everybody go subscribe to Everything Football 2. Give Fenn some support. He's a good lad. 1-0, 2-0. Tottenham. 1-1. 2-2. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Alejandro. Yeah, it's very true to the Smasher. They have a lot of Konglish. 안녕하세요, David. Can't shake the feeling that there's a top-class defender, Sanchez, but it's been 3 years now. He should be delivering by now. AK Gaming, American Football. Alejandro Prez, thank you very much. David, hi. Everything Football. All right, I'm out, folks. Thanks for coming on the stream. I'm probably going to be doing this on Thursday. We're also going live tomorrow night on our long session. Just going to try to start around 10 Eastern time. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when we're going live. We're going to be going live tomorrow night, and then we'll probably have another live question and answer stream like this. I think this one kicked off well. There's still quite a few people watching, 31 different people. We've also got people watching on Twitch, so thank you. If you're watching this on Twitch after the fact or now, please go ahead and follow us on Twitch. If you guys have a Twitch account and you want to go ahead and help us out by following us on Twitch, please go ahead and do that. It would mean the world to me if we can hit 50 followers on Twitch. There's almost 260 of us out here now on YouTube, so make sure if you can follow us on Twitch, that'd be great. Good show. Thank you guys. Bye. I'm going to roll this intro because I want to go see Frenemies. Everybody head over to the Irish Hotspur. If you don't know, if you're not subscribed to him already, go and head over to his channel now. He's got Marcelo on, and it's Frenemies. So you know what? Stay strong. Stay Spurs. We'll see you tomorrow night. And I'm going to roll that intro.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.